there was a big announcement that was made just yesterday on Wednesday, and we got a lot to talk about. But before we get into it, I'm going to kind of just let a little bit of the video do some of the talking. Let's take a look.
Ready? We couldn't be more pleased to be here today and announce that the Milwaukee Bucks have purchased a D-League team and have decided to play in Oshkosh right here.
So how long have you been waiting to hear those words, Mark?
Way too long. This is a project that has probably been going on for about a year now, on and off. Some days very hopeful, some days it'll never get done. But yesterday was a culmination of a lot of work by a lot of people, and I was very pleased. You couldn't have pulled the smile off my face yesterday.
Yes, and that little clip we saw was from the press conference that took place. People heard about it a few days in advance, and the excitement was building up until this press conference that took place at 3 o'clock yesterday. We've got kind of a little bit of a highlight reel, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the main quotes, and then we'll discuss after. Let's take a look.
The passion, the appetite, the thirst that this community has had for a D-League team and to partner with the Milwaukee Bucks has just been overwhelming and incredible.
We're so excited, looking forward to opening night to introduce an exciting, fun, family-friendly brand of basketball that is the NBA Development League.
We feel very secure that this is where we're supposed to be, this is where we wanted to be, and this is where we're going to call home.
First, everybody in town, can you believe it? The process with the city have been spectacular. They were as charged up about this idea as about anyone. What I've been saying for the last 9 months is that this deal is not a basketball deal. This deal is about redevelopment. We specifically are going to be on the Buck staff site on South Main at South Park for the reason that we think we can be a catalyst for significant change and moving this city forward in a place that's needed it.
Oshkosh is experiencing a boom again. We were a boom town 100 and some years ago because of lumber. We are now a boom town again because of the citizens of Oshkosh and their enthusiasm to make this just a great, great city.
Let the ball game begin. Welcome to Oshkosh, the Milwaukee Bucks. Thank you.
Now, those were just a few of the highlights from the press conference. It was about 25 minutes long, and you can't even explain the energy that was in that room.
It was really interesting. I was speaking with one of the Bucks legends that came. There were 5 members, former members of the Milwaukee Bucks were there, and it was Fred Roberts, who was with the team in the 80s and 90s, and he actually lives in Utah and was there when the Utah Jazz made their D-League announcement a couple of years ago, and he said there is no comparison about the energy in the room, the enthusiasm, the number of people. We just blew it away, and I think that says a lot about our community, their enthusiasm for this project, their enthusiasm to really make something happen. This, as Greg said, this is not just about a basketball team. This is about economic development, turning around our central city. And that's just hearing somebody from the outside make that observation, comparatively speaking, the welcome that Oshkosh has given to the Bucks and the D-League, the proposal is now, and now the team itself is nothing short of fantastic.
And you made a great point there. It's catching on. People are understanding that this is not just an arena that's getting built. It is so much more than that. It's the first domino to fall on the South Side Sawdust District. Tell us a little bit about what it's taken to get to this point. I mean, it's been a long time coming. We've been talking about it for a while, and it's been talked about behind the scenes for a while, even before that.
There were so many people, you know, that was a big audience there, and you saw there were probably 10 different news cameras, so they were from a lot of different markets, and the people that were there were a lot of people who gave little bits of contributions, whether it was Tom Castle from Castle Pierce and his uncle Mike lending us a boat to take the Bucks representatives up and down the river. during the summer. Now you know how long we've been working on this thing. To Daryl Sims lending his expertise in sports management. Daryl's the athletic director of the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Daryl lent his expertise to this, and really was talking turkey with the Bucks folks in a way that I never could, because Daryl has that skill and that knowledge. There were so many other people along the way that first people introduced me to Greg Pierce. I didn't know a year ago. I didn't know Greg Pierce from anybody. And now we've just become partners and recognize the value that this has for the community. Carlene Grabner with the Community Foundation, who introduced me to Greg. When you think about local businesses like Blue Door Consulting that helped put the package together. Of course, a lot of kudos were given to Go EDC. They had a research intern over the summer who pulled some incredible statistics about how much of a sports community we really are, with data to prove it. It was all those little things that got pieced together, and then Greg and his group put together a wonderful, very professional, sound business package. A lot of people don't know that Greg has an ownership interest in a baseball team in North Carolina. So this was not his first rodeo. So he had experience, and he drew upon the resources of the community to make this proposal blow away the competition. In truth, we knew we had this locked up in our minds, not necessarily our heart, but in our minds, we knew we had this locked up in September and October because of how well our proposal was, and we knew that the Bucks were very receptive to it. They still had to do their due diligence, but we were still working on this the whole time.
And it's so cool to hear all of the little pieces too. Not a lot of people realize all the little things that had to happen to make this work. And just talking about the collaboration and the partnerships, and it's all just such a positive feeling throughout the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, it's interesting how the whole Sawdust District idea has taken root. People are really excited about it. You know, we've been known as a Sawdust City for years, and of course the lumber mills are all gone. They've been gone for years, but it's still stuck with us. So having the term Sawdust District is really fascinating. And you know, we've talked about this drawing before. This is still very conceptual. This was done for the Bucks. This was one of the items that was in the package that was presented to the Bucks organization. And when they saw what the arena could be and how it could fill in, and how there were other anchors that we were looking at, they're the first anchor, but there are other anchors. There's going to be the office complex. And again, this is all conceptual, but it's an idea that we want to show we had a vision for what could happen. The Bucks and their owners are very interested in being a participant, not just in the arena itself, but the office district. And of course, the Pioneer property is something that we've got a local developer who has an option on the site. This rendering is somebody else's rendering, but the idea is that it can really be something special. And of course, the marina is the other aspect of that. That there were some wonderful glory days that we had with the marina, and there's no reason why that can't come back, because we're still a very strong boating community. But that entire package says that we have a vision for the downtown, and the South Shore has been just overlooked for so long, and now it's getting a lot of energy and excitement, and we're very happy with the reception that we've gotten. We've got a lot of work to do yet, but great reception and great enthusiasm.
Great community enthusiasm, exactly. And so those renderings were available at the press conference. People were looking at them. Everyone was so excited. The whole day was just an exciting day, really. So after the press conference, they had a little basketball clinic out at the Y where the press conference was. So that was pretty cool to watch. And then it all ended with a viewing party out at the bar. It was absolutely packed. I kept telling people that I had to park down at PetSmart and Dick's Sporting Goods because the parking lot was completely full, and people were coming. It was exciting.
Yeah, you know, there was an area for the VIP which got crashed immediately because there were just so many people in there. People had to go somewhere, and people were there to view the Bucks game. They got to meet some of the Bucks legends. There were 5 of them there. It was so nice that they were so gracious. They sat there for photographs for hours on end.
They did, yeah.
And everybody at the bar was very excited about it. There was a room, as I said, there was supposed to be a room for VIPs. It got crashed immediately. Nobody cared. Everybody was so happy, and you could just see the Bucks representatives who stuck around were so impressed with how the community was receiving us, and they had some very nice things to say. And that's right, we have a video of one of them.
Yes, we were able to grab one away from the party for just a couple of seconds. So let's take a look at what the Bucks representative had to say and take a look at what the party looked like too.
For us, Oshkosh was the perfect fit of city and partners to go along with it, and we just really felt this was going to be the best opportunity for us to be successful. It's been incredible. I mean, they've been great partners all the way through, from the mayor to the city manager to Greg really helping to shepherd the whole process. It's been, such an easy, smooth process for us. I know it took a little bit longer than I think some people thought, but it was really just kind of getting everything in line. But the patience and the partnership that they've shown from this start shows us how successful we're going to be.
I like the comment he made. It took a little longer than some people might have thought, but
oh yeah, but everybody is very excited now that it's getting done.
Mm-hmm. So you can see just how busy it was there. Standing room only. All these Bucks former greats they were wonderful the whole night to have, and everyone had a great time. Of course, I have to ask you, what is the new arena going to look like? I mean, we've seen the renderings of the Sawdust District, and there were a few pictures out there as well of the new arena.
There were some great renderings. It's going to be an 80,000 square foot building on the site, but you can see they did an open air. They kind of tore off the roof in the rendering just to give you an idea of what it would look like. 3,500 seats. Their goal is to get 1,100 season tickets secured, which I think they're on their way to. They were taking deposits last night. A lot of people signed up. I signed up. I got sucked into it as well. It was very exciting. But you can see that this can also be transferred into at least 2 basketball courts for youth tournaments and things like that, volleyball tournaments, indoor soccer tournaments, and of course, a restaurant and bar there that'll be thematic as well, a Bucks gift shop, just a lot of things that you'd expect. A lot of folks have been to Timber Rattler games. Just imagine that in an arena with basketball and all the fun and experience that you get. And now you're going to have it right here in Oshkosh for everybody to enjoy.
And it's so exciting. And that was the first time I saw these renderings yesterday at the press conference. So it was really cool to see that and kind of make it feel even more real already. So they're very ambitious on starting, hopefully at the start of the season opener. And so that's a lofty goal. And we are going to be looking forward to getting updates on future episodes of City Manager's Report. And I can guarantee you're going to be hearing a lot more about this in the next few months.
Oh, absolutely.